The twin suns of Veradin Prime cast a harsh amber glow over the capital plaza, where 3 flags, Frask scales, Melinari gears, and the simple blue of earth fluttered weakly in the dry wind. Below, crowds gathered, voices blending a dozen languages, a delicate dance of cultures forced into uneasy harmony, each step fraught with suspicion and hope. High above the square, in a modest stone building marked only by a small peacekeeper insignia, Officer Marcus Hale stood by a window, staring out at the scene below. His face was weathered, eyes shadowed by countless sleepless nights, but his posture remained firm, an unyielding pillar amid the colony's fragile peace. He had been here almost 2 years now, long enough to understand the subtle tensions beneath the surface. The Frask were proud but wary, their scaled hides toughened by generations on harsh death worlds. The Melinari, meticulous and precise, governed their portion of the colony with rigid bureaucracy, and humans, newcomers, struggled to find their place between 2 ancient races whose grudges ran deep. Hale's comm chimed softly. He tapped the console and activated the hologram. The flickering face of Ayla, a Melinari diplomat, appeared. Her compound eyes shifted nervously. "Officer Hale," she began, voice clipped but strained, "there are troubling reports from the Deliverance Path compound. They have been mobilizing followers beyond what is permitted." Hale's jaw tightened. "Ayla, the Deliverance Path has long been a radical fringe, but provoking open conflict serves no one. We must hold dialogue, not draw weapons." She hesitated, then nodded. "I understand, but some see peace as submission, not strength. Their rhetoric grows louder every day." Hale leaned forward, a shadow crossing his face. "Peace is not submission. It is strength disguised as patience, but patience runs thin." The line went dead. Hale turned away from the window and pulled a small, worn, hollow picture from his pocket, a faded image of a young girl with bright eyes and a laughing smile. His daughter, a reminder of what was truly at stake. He whispered, "For you, Ellie, I have to believe this peace can hold." Outside, the plaza was alive with life, children of all 3 species playing, merchants haggling, diplomats whispering in shadowed corners. The peacekeeper's role was to protect this fragile tapestry from unraveling. But peace was a fragile illusion. That night, Veradin Prime's capital simmered with unease. The Deliverance Path's compound sat on the edge of the city, a monolithic temple of dark stone, draped with banners bearing their sigil, a clenched fist over a broken olive branch. Inside, whispered prayers echoed beneath vaulted ceilings, fans of zealots preparing for what they believed was righteous judgment. Marcus Hale walked the dimly lit streets toward a scheduled meeting with representatives from all 3 species. His hand rested lightly on the holstered sidearm beneath his coat, a token of readiness, not aggression. His mind replayed the diplomat's warning, peace as submission. He hated that phrase. As he passed through the market square, a vendor called out to him in heavily accented Terran English, "Peacekeeper Hale, your daughter, she send you greeting?" Hale paused, managing a tired smile. "She does. Soon I hope to see her again." The vendor nodded solemnly, eyes shadowed with worry. Minutes later, Hale reached the meeting hall, a structure of glass and metal reflecting the dying light. Inside, murmurs rose as delegates gathered, but before the talks could begin, the power flickered and died. A sudden blast shattered a side window. Chaos erupted. Hale dove to the ground as plasma bolts tore through the air. Shouts in unfamiliar tongues mingled with cries of panic. From the shadows emerged masked figures, moving with deadly precision. Hale reached for his sidearm, but a sharp pain exploded in his side, the bone dagger, jagged and cruel, slicing through his ribs. He collapsed to the floor, blood pooling beneath him as vision blurred. Through the haze, he saw one of the attackers lean close, whispering in a harsh Melinari tongue, then pulling a slender blade across his throat. His last breath was not of fear, but defiance. Peace is not submission. The body was found hours later, displayed in the center of the Veradin capital square, riddled with plasma bolts, throat slit, with a chilling message carved into his chest. Peace is submission. The galaxy held its breath. Veradin Prime was not a war zone. It was a diplomatically neutral colony, a fragile outpost shared by 3 species. The Peacekeeper Corps had been established to maintain balance, not provoke it. But this was provocation. Earth received the news through an intercepted radio signal, a fractured whisper, but one with unmistakable weight. The Galactic Council convened emergency sessions, emergency hearings echoing with pleas for negotiation. The Frask offered full cooperation, turning over intercepted messages, diplomats and logs. The Melanari government denounced the Deliverance Path, a fanatical splinter faction claiming responsibility. Yet the humans ceased all diplomatic communication. No ultimatums, no appeals. Every diplomat was recalled, every human embassy shuttered. 1 week later, every orbital defense satellite within 20 light-years of Veradin Prime went dark. The Terran fleet approached openly, no cloaks, no stealth. The Melanari grid hailed them, but there was no reply. Then came the kinetic bombardment. No energy weapons, no warning shots, just pure, calculated destruction. Projectiles moving at fractions of light speed, silent, invisible, flattening cities, vaporizing military installations. Within hours, planetary command crumbled. The Frask fled. The Melanari begged for terms. The rest of the galaxy watched in horror. Because Marcus Hale hadn't been a soldier. He was a symbol, and his death was an invitation. Earth didn't ask who gave the order. They didn't care. Someone had discarded a human life sworn to peace to send a message, so humanity sent one back. The full message wasn't in words, but in ash and orbiting debris. Still, Earth wasn't finished. They broadcasted one transmission on all known frequencies, in every major trade language. This is not retaliation. This is policy. You kill one of ours, we erase you. No embellishment, no politics, just doctrine. They called it the Hale Protocol. In the months that followed, the Terran Armada surged forth, long dormant fleets refitted under the newly formed Office of Strategic Enforcement, vessels once contingency blueprints now mass-produced at breakneck speed. Humanity wasn't at war. It had become war incarnate. The Galactic Council scrambled, blindsided, attempting intervention, sanctions, hearings, calls for ceasefire under the Peacekeeper Accords and Unity Charter. But Earth had already decided, we are not the threat. We are the correction. The Deliverance Path had acted with fanaticism, but their motivations echoed broader fears. Melanari extremists believing peace meant submission, fearing human expansion would erase their culture. Yet, Earth leveled entire worlds. Libraries, shrines, and artifacts were erased alongside military targets. It wasn't occupation, not colonization, it was erasure. Terran Marshal Alina Voss stood on the observation deck of the flagship Resolute, orbiting the ruined Melanari capital. Flames still licked the horizon below, ghosts of a civilization slowly fading. She addressed the handful of reporters who had dared to follow the Armada. Peace was never weakness, she said, voice steady, eyes reflecting the firestorm. But you mistook our restraint for permission. Now you will remember us, not as diplomats, but as the line you should never have crossed. In the weeks that followed, silence spread, not the quiet of peace, but the stunned hush of civilizations witnessing a force they never believed existed, a species that came in peace. And when that peace was spat upon, answered with fire. The Hale Protocol redefined humanity's place in the galaxy. Where once humans were newcomers seeking alliances, they became a reckoning no species dared ignore. Allies reconsidered old pacts. Enemies shuddered at the whispered threat behind every diplomatic handshake. The question now was no longer if humanity would wage war, but when, and how many worlds would burn before the galaxy learned that peace with humanity was a fragile, dangerous promise. Because in the void between stars, some truths endure. Peace is a choice, but when betrayed, humanity will burn brighter and hotter than any sun. If you enjoyed this story of humanity's unbreakable resolve, smash that like button and subscribe for more epic HFY sci-fi tales. Got thoughts or theories about the Hale Protocol? Drop them in the comments. I read everyone. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss when humans answer fire with fire. Stay tuned, there's plenty more galaxy-shaking stories coming your way.